Hi and welcome to another video. Today we're going to be reviewing the new Xiaomi door and window sensor 2. So as you can see from the box here, this new sensor is now working by Bluetooth. So as we can see from the old version, so this is the old design here. As you can see, it's more rounded. Around here, both are roughly the same size. This is just a bit more boxy. So here the old version uses the Zigbee standard, as you can see here. This one here, it gives the details and about the temperature, operating temperature you can use. These are for indoor use, but to be honest with this one here, I've managed to spray some of the waterproof spray that you can get for certain products like your shoes and things from Amazon, and I put this on my side gate, and it's been there now for over a few months and it's had no problems. So you can, I have shielded it so it's underneath a little bit of wood, so it doesn't get too much of the rain and everything else, but it seems to be handling everything fine. So as I said, we're unboxing the new version today. So this is the Xiaomi door and window sensor 2. As you can see, it's by Bluetooth, and as we can see here, there's some writing on here as well, and you can see the operating temperatures here is from -10 to 50 Celsius. You can see the battery it takes is a CR2032. So it's a replaceable battery when it runs out, so that's always good. And also you can see the size of it, so it's 34 by 32.7 by 14.5 millimeters. So as you can see here, there's about the sensor. It's Bluetooth, and it synchronizes over the air, and also this new version compared to the old one was just a sensor for when you're opening and closing, so it's like a magnet version. So when this pulls away, then it will alert you something's open and then closed when they're together. This one actually has a light sensor, as you can see, built in. So if we'll just have a quick look here. So as usual, you get some of the instructions that we've got here. I think there's a QR code to download the app, but you can use the normal Xiaomi Home app, and then it's quite basic of the instructions, so you don't really need to read and understand Chinese. So basically it shows here it's got sticky pads on the back, and you can just stick them to the windows and doors, and you can set up automations as well. So it's quite clear, and it's got the details again like it's on the back of the box. So yeah, as usual with manuals, don't really read them. So here's the new design. So as you see in the last one, it is more rounded design, and now it's more of a square box shape. And I must admit, this is now seems a bit stronger on the magnet compared to the first version. And also, as you can see here, this is more of a size. So before, the little magnet piece here is smaller compared to the main unit. Now they're both the same size, so that does probably help when if you've got an area where you need to do it at different angles. And I think you can stick them as well, like here, as long as they're close enough. So you don't have to have it like that if you can't due to the doors or the windows and the layout and everything. As you can see here, you've got the sticky pads on the back, and then you can see the details here where it's saying about the Bluetooth, and again you've got the little strip here where you can just pull, and then the battery's inside. You have, in the old version, you had a pinhole, so you used like one of them SIM ejector tools or a paper clip. This one seems to be a bit better now, so it's got a dedicated button on the side when you want to connect. So normally to connect it to your hub, and again for all of these kind of accessories in the Xiaomi range, you do need a hub, and this is the hub that I've got. This is, I think, the version 2 hub. There is a new version 3, and I think it has some features like it has Zigbee version 3 now, and I think it has Bluetooth, so it has a greater range and everything. But when I've looked at the other reviews of them, I can see that, to be honest, it's more like a sidestep than an upgrade, the new version of the Xiaomi hub. So I would say if you want to, I would stick to this version here. So you can see this one, as I'm in the UK, has got the UK plug, and it has the light band around it and also a speaker. And I believe the new version doesn't have a speaker. Oh, sorry, it doesn't have the light. So as you can see, I got this version from Hong Kong because Hong Kong have UK outlets, but I'm sure there's international versions of these as well, that you can get on AliExpress or eBay or Amazon. But yeah, so you have to have the hub to connect all of these and do the automation rules just like you do in your Googles and then the Amazon devices as well. So as you can see here, again, the sticky pads, we've got them on the back, and then also you get a spare set within the box, so it's always good if you want to move it around later on. And like I said, battery wise, it has that little round batteries, the flat ones, and all you do is just put a flat screwdriver in there and you open it up, and it will then you can just change the battery inside. So it's quite straightforward. And I must admit, these are, I think it was about £5 or £6 I got these from AliExpress, the sensors, and to be honest, they're quite cheap and they're quite reliable. Again, you probably have to buy into the Xiaomi ecosystem a little bit with the hub and then some of their light bulbs and then everything else to set up the automation a bit more. The only thing I would say is that with this new version, it doesn't say here that it's compatible with Zigbee, so this one is only Bluetooth. So I'd like to see what the range is on the Bluetooth when connecting it to this, because right now the Zigbee seems to have quite a good distance. So with Bluetooth, I'm not too sure when I install it how far I can do it and everything else, because I know there's a limit on range. But perhaps, well, once I've tested it, I'll leave it in the comments just to see as an update to see how far I've got this to work away from the hub, and if it's just comparable to the Zigbee version of it. Okay, so that was just a quick video of these. Now again, these are plastic, quite light, and for the money, I think that if you get into the ecosystem for automation, I think it's quite a reasonable price compared to most of the others out there. Are quite a lot more expensive. And also the only issue probably you have with Xiaomi range is that sometimes they have on the home app, you have a European server and you have everything else. So like you have the Xiaomi air filters and everything else. Most of the time people set them up to the China server, so then you can add more items. But I found best is when I had this on the European server, the actual hub, it didn't have, a lot of features were actually disabled, like the automation and the guarding feature where you can set an alarm. So if the sensor breaks, if someone opens a door and the alarm's on, then it'll sound alarm and light the flash, the light will go off as well to alert you. And that was disabled, it seemed to be on the European servers. But when I swapped to the Hong Kong servers, then it had more features on here, and I think it's a good balance between them. So I'd advise, if you are buying the Xiaomi products, perhaps choose, instead of the European server, choose the Hong Kong server. And of course you have the option of English and everything else as well. And again, when you're buying things from the Hong Kong server as well, they'll have the 3-pin plug that's suitable for the UK anyway. So this is just my thoughts on it, and as I said, this is a really reasonable, the build quality is good, and for the money you really can't go wrong. Any questions, then just leave them in the comments and I'll try and answer them. And thanks for watching, and please remember to like and subscribe.